everyone, welcome to my channel. This pick a card reading is going to dive into any past life karma that needs resolve between you and your person in this lifetime. So I have 3 stacks on the table. These are already pre-shuffled. If you have not had a chance to meditate on your card stack, please go back to the very beginning of the video. There are timestamps as well where you can pause where necessary to focus on your stack in silent meditation. Take as much time as you need. Like I said, pause where necessary and choose according to intuition. Now, if during that time you feel led to pick more than one stack, by all means, go ahead and pick more than one. Always follow what your gut instinct is telling you to do. These readings are general. They're not going to apply to everybody watching. I certainly wouldn't expect them to. Too many of you out there just have different journeys and experiences. There's no way that I would be able to connect with everybody. In the event that this pick a card does not connect for you though, I would recommend maybe checking out my pick a card playlist, because I have a bunch of pick a cards there. You might find one that would resonate or connect better. And if I'm not the reader for you, that's okay as well, because YouTube is full of so many other readers, and I'm pretty sure there'll be someone out there in YouTube world that has the messages you're looking for. Readings are timeless, so it's whenever the universe nudges you to watch, whether it be at the upload time or several years down the road. It doesn't really matter. It's whenever you feel the push to watch, there may be a message there for you. I am outside and it's a beautiful day, so I figured, you know what, why not do the reading outdoors, get some nature sounds in there as well. Just keep in mind, there's a farm about 2 miles up the road. I do have neighbors. They're not super close, but they're around. So if you hear a car drive by this lonely road, it's because somebody lives here on this road and needs to get home, or they're leaving home. So there's a donkey down the road as well, because one of my neighbors has a donkey, so I'm pretty sure you already heard that. But you'll hear lots of birds. I am outside, so there might be bugs flying around too. Can't be helped. But the sun is shining. It's a beautiful day, so I hope that you might find some messages here. So with all of that being said, I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. We're going to get directly into stack number 1 for you. Okay, stack number 1, you chose this lovely little citrine. Just going to put that off to the side. So we're taking a look at past life karma that perhaps in your connection needs resolved in this lifetime. Okay, so let's take a look. All right, so we have, let's see here. All right, so we have the 8 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. We have the Magician and the Mirror, calling in your soulmate. All right, past life cards, Scribe or Writer, Trust and Faith, Greco-Roman times, perhaps. And then it says, hold your vision, and it's time to take action. Okay, so I hope you can see everything on the screen. All right, so what I'm getting from this is that in a past life, okay, it feels like there was distance, okay? Maybe if somebody, I don't know why I'm getting the vibe that somebody could have been a soldier in Greco-Roman times, and the only way that you guys could maybe communicate with each other was through writing. It does feel like distance with that 8 of Wands, and travel with the Knight of Pentacles as well, because these 2 cards do talk about movement. I do feel like maybe this was your spouse, or this was your significant other here with this 6 of Wands energy. Okay, because look at the marriage or the wedding in the picture. But it kind of feels like with this is all about, you know, triumph over adversity, trying to overcome obstacles with one another, right? So it's kind of feeling like this is an issue where it's like you maybe had trouble trusting each other in the midst of distance from one another. Okay, and you guys are mirror images of one another with this energy. It may be a twin soul or twin flame connection, the yin and the yang energy in each hand of the Magician, right? So you guys do tend to mirror each other. So it's kind of like what you're feeling, they're feeling, and what they're feeling, you're feeling, and it's almost like a projection on one another as well. So you guys might have had that issue in a past life also, but definitely your soulmate, right? And they need, what I'm feeling from this is that there's communication miscommunication or things lost in translation, perhaps when you even talk to each other now, that maybe stem from a previous lifetime where maybe the only mode of communication was in written form. Maybe you didn't see each other that often. There does feel the vibe here in with these cards, the energy of kind of being in separation, but geographical separation, and learning to trust each other in the midst of that, geographical separation, where in the sense that somebody could be in another country, someone could be somewhere else. The soldier vibe comes from the Knight of Pentacles because it is cavalry, right? And we do have Greco-Roman times. So we know that there was infantry and cavalry in those times where, there was a lot of the art of war, I guess. They were some of the most powerful army in those times. So it definitely kind of gives me the vibe that your person might have been a soldier in Greco-Roman times. You didn't have anything but just maybe the occasional communication, and in the midst of that distance there was a lack of trust or faith, maybe in the fact that would they ever come home, would they ever write, when would you hear from them again, and then being able to also trust whatever your soldier was saying. So if you were the soldier, it was the same thing. Maybe your spouse didn't trust you, or as a spouse, you didn't trust your soldier in the midst of distance, that kind of thing, because you don't know what the other person's up to or what they're doing. So it is kind of that thing where in the midst of a separation where there's a country between you, or where there's geographical distance between you, long distance relationships in a past life that you might have had, it's stemming now into the present where you're struggling to trust one another, trusting what they say is, the real deal or not, So if things get lost in translation, I can understand why the scribe or writer card is here. You're struggling to overcome the obstacles probably placed between you, but there's also this desire to manifest this connection into full fruition. Okay, we have that with the magician energy here. There's a desire to take movement here on the connection now, even in this lifetime. But there's definitely a need for faith in the connection and in this union. I'm feeling, again, the twin soul energy is coming from this. So it's like, hold your vision, hold on to the thought of manifesting this connection into this lifetime in its full potential. Okay, so some of you are probably losing faith in whether this connection can truly manifest in its fullest form. And this energy is basically saying you guys had trouble in a past life, and that's what is stemming now into this one, because maybe you didn't have faith in the connection before. Now this lifetime, it's like bringing you back together. So test your faith one more time in each other, despite the gaps or the distances between you, despite the often lack of communication, or things that get misconstrued in communication. So we have this here, which is also a call to action, right? New moon in Aries, somebody could be in Aries energy again, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus over here, if I didn't mention it, sorry. But there's kind of like this need to kind of not hold yourself back from this connection any longer. There's kind of a need to kind of push. I'm feeling the need to push forward despite the communication errors, is what I'm getting from this. There's a need to travel to see one another, because it kind of feels like over the phone, like in a present lifetime, like it's like almost over the phone or in text, things just get misunderstood. But yet when you guys are in person together, everything falls into place. So the communication is what's carrying, or the communication problems is what's carrying over from a previous lifetime into this one, because it kind of feels like when you guys are together, there is this happy, energy here. You guys don't have, it kind of feels like you guys don't have those problems when you're face to face. It's when you guys are apart, and the only means that you have to communicate is through technology or written means or whatever. That's what stirs the pot. Okay, but definitely this feeling of not wanting to give up on the connection, and to keep manifesting it into I'm hearing union, okay? Like manifest, continue to put your energy and your faith into manifesting it into union. Do you trust in the idea of union? If you do, then this is basically saying not to give up on that thought, okay? Maintain your faith and your trust in the connection, because it does feel like in a previous lifetime you guys gave up. There might have been an energy of like wanting to give up on it. So I really do feel like with this there is potential to truly make this work this time and overcome these obstacles and triumph and in victory with each other here. It is a progress, okay, work in progress with the Knight of Pentacles, because the Knight of Pentacles is slow moving. It takes its sweet old time, but better safe than sorry, right? One step at a time is so much better than if you were to like rush for something and then you guys fully not be prepared. So it's almost like take your time, because any good thing is worth waiting for is kind of what I'm getting from the Knight of Pentacles. There's passion here too in this connection. So Cupid arrows and the Six of Wands, I mean, could be potential marriage in the future with that, especially with the depiction on the card. So it is something that I think is worth fighting for. You got to hold on to the thought of manifesting this union though, because if honestly, look at the mountains, right? Mountains usually are a symbol of an obstacle or challenge up ahead, and having to scale the mountain, you know, with each other. So I'm kind of getting the vibe that there is still some hurdles to overcome, but definitely it's possible. Okay, it definitely is possible. So stack number 1, this is your reading. I'm going to leave you here. If you feel this has connected for you, by all means, please do let me know. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell for notifications to support this channel so you never miss a video. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. Just visit me on Etsy, see what I have available, and you can book a reading whenever you feel led to. Just know there are times when my readings are sold out, so sometimes it will appear as if there's nothing there, nothing available, but that's why, okay? So I always relist my readings as soon as they're completed for those who have purchased last. It's just my way of managing my time, and that way you're not waiting an excessive amount of time to receive a reading from me as well. My reading turnaround time is very short. It's about 6 to 9 days, okay? So much love and blessings to all watching. Be safe out there. Be well. Take care. And I will see you all very soon. Stack number 2, you chose this lovely little lapis lazuli. Okay, I'll just put that off to the side. So we're looking at past life karma. You and your person may still need to resolve in this lifetime within your connection. Okay, so let's take a look. All right, so again, I just want to remind everybody I'm outdoors. There are sounds, neighbors mowing their lawn right now. Apparently they all decided to mow their lawn at the same time, so I can hear it in the distance. Whether or not you can is probably something else. But obviously there's bugs out here. There's, you know, birds chirping. There's a farm up the road, so you might hear that. And on this lonely road, there are a few houses, but whenever you do hear a car, it's because somebody's either going home or leaving home. All right, so anyway, let's see. We have the Sun, okay, 9 of Wands, Temperance, could be Sagittarius energy. All right, we have Door to Romance. We have Wedding, wow. And with the past life cards, we have Galactic, Vows, Monk or Nun, wow. So, I mean, those two go together already, right? Vows, Monk or Nun, yeah, So let's see. Those definitely feel like they belong together. Let's see what else we have. Have faith in your dreams. Confidence is your key to success. Okay. All right. So I am getting the vibe that the connection between you and your person, first of all, spans many different lifetimes or timelines, especially with this Galactic card. Okay, so it's something that maybe defies time, reason, and also time is not even linear, so it's multidimensional, maybe a multidimensional connection between you and your person. So it spans very, very far back, and maybe is a lot older than you realize as far as the connection. So I do feel that at one time, you know, you and your person did, you know, maybe did have a marriage. You guys were probably married with the vows and the wedding card. All right, it can also be a spiritual marriage, so I'm also seeing that between you and your person. So definitely a spiritual marriage in this lifetime and lifetimes past. Could be literal, but also very spiritual and figurative at the same time. So there's definitely this tight-knit bond and spiritual marriage that you guys have with one another. And the vibe of the vows is giving me also not just the fact that you guys maybe had wedding vows together, but that you've promised things to each other in several different lifetimes. And it kind of feels like with this energy that it could be that maybe some promises were broken. And that's why this Nine of Wands is feeling like it's here, because sometimes promises, when they're broken, it kind of puts you on edge and you don't really trust your person moving forward. So if your person maybe, or you in a past lifetime broke promises to one another, now this time in this lifetime, it's about maintaining those promises and keeping your vows and not falling back on them. Okay. But I'm also getting the vibe that, again, with this vow energy, it does kind of feel like maybe for few of you, you might have had vows to the church. Maybe guys, some of you were actually nuns or married to some kind of church or devoted to your religion, and maybe that's probably what kept you apart from each other as well. But the majority of what I'm feeling here, okay, is it's like this feeling of devotion. So whether you were a literal monk or nun, or had some devotion to a religious sect of some sort, and maybe that's what kept you apart in a previous lifetime, that is possible. But if it's not that, it could have been that you guys maybe struggled to maintain your promises with one another, and this lifetime is all about making sure you follow through with them this time around, having faith in one another, confidence in one another, in order to actually see success with each other in this lifetime. The Nine of Wands energy is that energy of trepidation, fear, and worry. And it kind of feels like a little paranoia as well. So it does feel like that energy of fear and lack of trust, okay, the fear of someone not following through on what they say, that comes from it. What it feels like, it comes from the past of the things that maybe happened before, where you did not have confidence in your person, you didn't trust them for whatever reason. Maybe they let you down a lot, they didn't hold on to their promises. And throughout many different lifetimes also, I am getting the vibe that you guys, if this is not talking about maybe the failure of maintaining promises, it is also kind of the feeling of you guys have made arrangements with each other in different lifetimes with this galactic card, the wedding. So it's kind of feeling like stack number 2, you and your person have soul contracts with one another, and you've made these arrangements with one another in many different lifetimes to kind of I guess learn from one another and grow from the experience or the encounter with one another. Okay, there is this new door here that's trying to open, right? And I kind of feel like this is applying not only to past lifetimes, okay. It does feel like, honestly, it does feel like you and your person have always been a romantic situation, especially with this card here. So you and your person both have been that catalyst to open each other's heart space with this energy, okay, to kind of like blast the heart chakra wide open. So you do that for them, they have done that to you or for you. And that was the contract. I feel that in each lifetime they kind of break that open in you, and vice versa. Again, it's like opening the door to the heart, right? So they have a way of kind of helping you heal the heart chakra, okay, in every lifetime with this energy here. But yeah, I do feel like they walk into your life and things shift, things change. It kind of becomes a catalyst every time. That's what this feels like. The Sun energy and the Temperance, this is basically saying they show you something, or you show them something as well. It's like an illumination card, right? Because the sun does shine on a dark situation and kind of enlightens you to something. So I kind of feel like you and your person have, again, these contracts where you come into each other's life, you explode each other's heart chakra open, you find illumination through the experience, you become enlightened, okay, you awaken, okay. He's facing the sun, right? So the sun is like, you can't hide from the sun. So you awaken each other into this inner alchemy with this Temperance, okay. So yeah, I do feel like this connection is that has such potential to heal in this lifetime with the temperance energy. It is a hidden Two of Cups, and there's a way to find balance with one another and harmony with one another. But it's this yin yang, this solution. Basically, the temperance is always like a solution card, so you find the happy medium, you find the common ground, you're able to find equilibrium and balance with one another. But it's like cast aside your fears, learn to trust one another, have confidence in one another, because it does feel like in previous lifetimes there was a lack of that. Okay, that's why it says have faith in your dreams. Also the idea of maybe having faith in the other person, and have confidence in each other as well. The sun is a symbol of success, so we have it twice. So Leo too, with this energy here, so somebody could be a Leo or a Sagittarius. But it does feel like let your guard down. Maybe there's a struggle to be vulnerable because of previous lifetimes where you've had broken promises. Either you broke promises to them or they broke promises to you, and there's a lack of trust. Again, to drop down the guard, put your walls down in order to allow yourself to feel a little bit more vulnerable toward them, to maybe trust them and have confidence in them. But it's a two-way street. So this is something you both are working on or need to work on in this lifetime. Okay? Because it does still feel like there's a lot of devotion to one another with the monk or the nun card. Okay, you do have promises, whether broken or kept, that kind of keep you tied together, right? It is a spiritual marriage, I feel, and you do walk into each other's lives, and have on many occasions with this card right here, and you kind of explode the heart chakra open in one another. But I think this connection surpasses many lifetimes, okay, and dimensions and realms. So this is really beautiful. But the lesson in this life, I honestly think, is to let your walls down, to learn to have confidence and trust in one another, and to release fears of not being able to trust your person. Okay, so that's what the lessons are here. So I will let you go, stack number 2. This is your reading. If you feel that this has helped and connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell for notification to support this channel. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. All you have to do is visit my Etsy shop, see what readings I have available, and you can book a reading whenever you're led to. Just know that there are times when my readings are sold out, and it does appear that nothing's available, but that's why. But just know I always repost my readings as soon as they've been completed for the people who have purchased last. It's just my way of, time management, and also so that way you're not waiting a very long time to receive a reading from me. It actually helps keep my turnaround time very, very short. So right now it's about 6 to 9 days to get a reading from me. So with all of that, I will let you go here. Be safe, keep shining, stay well, and I'll see you soon. Stack number 3, you chose this labradorite stone. Okay, I'm just going to put that off to the side. We're looking at past life karma, okay, in a previous lifetime with you and your person that perhaps may still need to be resolved right now, okay, in the current connection. So let's take a look. All right, so we have the Hangman. The Lovers could be Gemini, okay. Page of Swords, so more confirmation of air sign energy, could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Hermit, okay. All right, it says happy family. It says flirt. Imprisonment or slavery. Mother. Leaving or travel, okay. And then it says time. Take time to breathe out, and this is a time to give rather than take. So somebody could be a Virgo as well. All right, so stack number 3. The vibe I'm getting from this, there's a couple different scenarios I'm seeing, but I feel like in a previous lifetime, one of you probably abandoned the connection, left it, perhaps left somebody with the kids, okay? In other words, it kind of feels like you did have a family with this person, but it does feel like someone abandoned someone else with the kids, left them alone with the children, took off one day, left. All right, so there are abandonment issues here. I'm also getting the vibe that maybe somebody could have been jailed or enslaved, and maybe that's why someone had to abandon or didn't have a choice in abandoning the family unit. But it does feel like somebody left somebody else with the kids, okay? So it can be a two-way street. A woman could abandon her children and her spouse, and vice versa. A man can do the same. We do have the Mother card here. So again, all right, somebody was left with the children. somebody was left alone to mother the children by themselves. Okay. And the reason why I'm really feeling that is because we have the hangman and the hermit. So the unresolved issues from the past are the fact that somebody was left waiting for someone else. If you were left waiting for someone else in a past life, it could have been because that person was in jail, or it could have been that the person just was inconsistent, and you know took off and abandoned the situation and left you waiting for them in a past life. The hermit energy is also like that feeling of being alone. The hermit is an energy of soul searching, and it is a pilgrimage that is taken alone. So it does kind of feel like there were abandonment issues here. Somebody was left to be a single mom or a single dad somewhere in the past. Okay. And the family unit was completely abandoned. The reason why I say inconsistent possibly is because somebody was, maybe perhaps if it wasn't a jail situation that separated someone from the family unit, it was definitely a feeling of the person being inconsistent, in a sense they had a wandering eye. Okay. They had a wandering eye, and maybe the marriage life, possibly in a past life, made them feel enslaved or imprisoned, and they were too much of a free spirit, okay, and decided to leave and go about things on their own, right? The Gemini energy of the lovers does talk about a decision. So there is this, back and forth, back and forth. I have a choice to make. Which way do I go? And it kind of feels like your person was, I don't know why I'm getting this, but somebody was living a double life, okay? They were living a double life with the lovers. Two sides of the same coin, or maybe showing you one face one day and then another face another. So I don't mean to call Gemini's two-faced. That's not really what I'm getting at, but I feel like, in this particular case, that's how the card is reading to me. I have lots of Gemini in my chart, so no offense to Geminis, because I am one. But I do feel like this is kind of like that duality, right? It's kind of speaking like that. And maybe it's because of the yin, the yang, of the black and the white here. It does, the light and the dark, it does speak about duality. So I kind of feel like your person, some of you, if it wasn't because of circumstance keeping them away from you or abandoning the family, it could have been that they were just really inconsistent. And I'm not feeling a vibe of loyalty with this energy here, okay? So not only that, we have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is, it can be immature energy, okay? It is an energy of learning, growing, getting your feet wet, learning your way around things. It is that investigative energy as well. So it could be that in the midst of, someone waiting for the other person to return, it was more like trying to figure out why they left. Okay, again, the sleuth, right? It's the little detective of the tarot. So it's kind of like this feeling of you, maybe, or somebody in the connection was trying to, for the longest time, figure out why my person left. Why did my person leave? So you have this questioning in the mind all the time. And again, kind of, I'm feeling self-blame, right? Because the hermit kind of feels like he's in distress. So it kind of feels like self-blame, and that's what is still lingering over from a past life. That some of you were blaming yourself for the other person leaving in some way, like you did something wrong, waiting and waiting and waiting for your person to come through, and it never, no matter how much you looked for them, okay, because I'm looking at the monocle here in the eye. No matter how much you looked for them, you searched for them, for whatever reason, it's like they disappeared off the face of the earth, right? So there's still these lingering issues of abandonment, abandoning the family, right? There might have been a time when you were happy with one another, okay? This does speak of significant relationships, okay? It does speak of children and all of that good stuff. Okay, so you guys have a bond and a connection that spans through lifetimes, right? But it's through your children. So I don't know if you have children with your person in this lifetime or not, but definitely the children is what had you so connected in previous lifetimes as well, okay? So it kind of feels like in other lifetimes you also had a family together. So I don't know if somebody is a deadbeat mom or deadbeat dad in this in this lifetime, but that stems from also previous lifetimes, and kind of feeling like you've had to carry the weight of the family unit all on your own. And that is still what needs resolved. So someone needs to kind of like in this lifetime learn how to be a better parent, learn how to not abandon their responsibilities. It's kind of what this is feeling like. And I'm gonna say it outright, grow up, right? Just grow up. It kind of feels like with this energy here, like this is kind of feeling like it's not feeling like equal give and take, right? With this energy for whatever reason. So your person could have, or somebody in this connection might have been a taker while you might have been the giver. So it kind of feels like an uneven connection, right? One person's taking and not giving back, okay? So it's like take, but not give anything. And you're left, again, having the responsibility of the whole on your shoulders. It says take time to breathe out, right? So it could also be that the karma of this current lifetime kind of needs to be released, right? You need to breathe it out, surrender, just let it go. And whatever, it kind of feels like if you're still holding on to that resentment from the abandonment issues in this lifetime or lifetimes before, it kind of needs to be released. Like it's almost like this feeling of cutting that metaphorical umbilical cord, right? That keeps you tied to your person, maybe through your children, or through spiritual connection over many lifetimes, you know, that kind of thing. We have this cord that kind of connects us to our people, okay, to the people that we have connected to throughout many different lifetimes. I don't know why this is kind of feeling like to just with one fell swoop or one deep breath kind of like set the intention to let it go and forgive and release it, because it kind of feels like there's the carrying of the weight of the entire enormity, or the entirety of the connection is kind of being carried by one person more than the other, and that's what needs to be exhaled out and released, okay? And if you can heal that, you'll free yourself and cut yourself loose, right? Like the hangman is tied up in knots. You'll cut yourself loose, not only free yourself from the connection in this lifetime, but of the attachments throughout many different lifetimes as well. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you, stack number 3. I do feel, real quick, I do feel that the Hermit is a very deep energy. Okay, again, it's the idea of going inward to kind of free yourself or cut yourself loose from a connection that maybe has, you know, put a lot of weight on your shoulders throughout many lifetimes. It's a deep soul searching here, so it's about going inward to heal it, whether they're here or not. Okay, whether they're in this lifetime or not. It does feel like this is special for maybe a rare few of you, perhaps, that you're experiencing maybe this exact situation right now. I don't know, but it does feel like it's the inner work towards your own enlightenment and the cutting yourself down. Like we have the sword right here, right? That's what it's feeling like. It's like a need to chop this off, cut it down, cut yourself free, breathe it out, in order to release, look, the baggage, right? The baggage of the past that's perhaps carrying over into this lifetime. So I know some people, I mean, I'm not sure how exactly it works, but I know there's ways to heal past life trauma. Some people use getting hypnotists, right? Whatever way works for you, you know. You can even do some serious meditation here with the Hermit to try to work that out as well. And the Hangman is both energies of meditation and looking at things from a different perspective in order to gain enlightenment and wisdom. Okay, so stack number 3. This is your reading. I'm going to leave you here. If you feel that this has helped or connected for you in some way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell for notification to support this channel so you never miss a video. And if you want to book a reading with me, all you have to do is check out the link to my Etsy shop. It is in the description box as well as the pinned comment. see what readings I have available in my shop, and you can book a reading whenever you feel led to. Just know that there are times when my readings are sold out, and it does appear as if nothing's available, but that's why. So just know that I always repost my readings as soon as they've been completed for those who have purchased last. It's my way of, time management, and also so that way no one's waiting an excessive amount of time to get a reading from me. It keeps my wait time or my turnaround time very short. Okay, so right now it's 6 to 9 days. So I will leave you here. Stack number 3, please stay safe, be well, take care, and keep shining.